Broadcasting live from the mixed-up worlds of Zebeth and Hyrule, this is the Link to the Past Super Metroid Combo Randomizer Tournament here on SpeedGaming 4. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Bobtastic, and joining me today on commentary is Lenofus. Lenofus, how you doing?
How you doing? I am doing great. I just got off of Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer, and I got trolled so hard. So I am hyped for troll action on SMZ3 today.
Well, that's how it tends to go. We've got a
and you know what that means? We want laser bridge progression.
I mean, yeah, laser bridge morph ball. Not even joking. I actually did have laser bridge in the Turtle Rock Big Chest, or not laser morph ball in the Turtle Rock Big Chest the other day, and it was gross. And I think
we have two.
So, yeah.
Ooh. But yes, we have the creator of this masterpiece, SMZ3 Total Racing, Daaanty. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I just know
you add
should be a good race.
You add an additional A every time you pronounce it, so it's Daaanty and the Daaanty. I better stop using those up. We'll just fill up the entire time with Dans.
Yep.
Looks like we are getting started. Samus is on a ship and heading west, like you do. Most people will go directly into the past to start with. Some people will go for the vanilla morph location, and potentially the ceiling, even though that's not in logic.
Yeah, I don't see that happening with either.
Yeah, both players going for Zelda immediately, and we see 5 rupees on the Lake Hylia Island, so nothing really important.
Ooh. That Octorok, though, with the 4 bomb drop, that's a nice pickup already from Total.
I am on board with that plan. Speaking of which, we've got Crystal.
That is pause at the perfect time. That's pause at the perfect time for.
Yeah, shout outs to the restreamer for giving us that crystal check on a pause. Woo! Yeah, we see Eastern Palace is a 5/6 crystal, and the other 2 are otherwise normal crystals.
Yep. And another 4 bomb drop from the guards.
Yeah, so it looks like that pool with the Octoroks and the guards in it has some bombs to go home with. All right, piece of heart from Uncle and 5 arrow upgrade from the chest. Anyone who's been playing the non-combo randomizer might miss those upgrades being in the pool. Off to Sanctuary, where we find the small key.
And already our chances of green pendant Turtle Rock are increased because we have 3 guaranteed pendants in the Dark World. I feel like I'm cursing these runners too much.
Yeah, so my favorite thing to see for pendants, actually, is I like to see Skullwoods, Turtle Rock, and Ice Palace. Because then you might not even need the Fire Rod.
Oh, yeah, that's something. We got our first pack of power bombs in the Lost Woods.
Yeah, Mire can be a good pendant, especially in this mode where you can be logically and sometimes actually required to go through Lower Norfair to get there. Though I believe, in normal logic at least, getting to Mire through Lower Norfair requires space jump.
Yes. Gravity Varia and space jump. That, right? For that particular action. Yep. Aga Ledge was a missile, so Aga looking dead so far.
Yeah.
Not guaranteed yet, but...
I don't think that will be the first missile they get in Logic. Just taking a wild guess here.
Although, wouldn't that be crazy if that was the first line?
That would be hilarious. I believe the total number of moves in the pool is like 39.
Yeah, I mean, it's so...
You get 195 total, I think. And it used to be like I think the original is like 230, but they took 7 of them off and made them super missiles.
Something like that. Yeah, the maximum super count, I believe, is 85 now instead of 50. Just to make Mother Brain less of an issue, Charge Beam less of an issue.
Yeah, one of the
there we go.
updates actually took the requirements of having Charge Beam off of both Ridley and Mother Brain, and that is a Varia suit for Daaanty and a Fire Rod.
Well,
Kakariko Well has some of the goods here. We do not have bottle vendor money at the moment.
Total will down with the well. We'll see how soon Daaanty comes back to make that play.
So you could definitely use the Fire Rod to help you see Dark Cross, but I don't think the combo randomizer has the advanced logic updates that were recently put into version 31 of Link to the Past. So I think that still requires the lamp in Logic.
Yep, 100% requires lamp. That may or may not change in the future. I wouldn't count on it personally, but that's something that may happen down the road. It just depends on how much people want it, I guess.
I believe that was a super missile.
Yep. Got a heart piece vendor to, and then this energy tank on the library. Sorry.
Now, as a person who is, shall we say, bad at Super Metroid, I will take every energy tank I can find all the time. But unfortunately, we can't get that one without the boots. And of course, I will also take the boots anytime, any day.
Bob wants SMZ3 key sanity. Bob will get his SMZ3 key sanity.
Yeah, I need to I need to beg Total during the interview if I can get access to the alpha because it looks so good. Not even gonna lie. All right, we've got a dam check from Daaanty. So both runners essentially taking the same route through Link to the Past here.
Although, to make his mini Molder count, he's only going to have one bomb, and he's got 2 shots of Fire Rod, and that is a Morph Ball. That is a Morph Ball!
Okay, Morph Ball time. That opens up a, shall we say, not insignificant portion of Super Metroid.
Yes, that damn Morph Ball. How dare it?
Exactly.
That 5 arrow drop from the crab, that's the 7th drop. So if you're fast enough to collect those drops, the 7th drop is different than the regular drops. That's a vanilla feature.
Yep. I think in the original it's like green rupees and then it becomes a blue rupee or something. Maybe red. I can't remember.
Something like that.
Alright, got another E-Tank and some money and safeties here. And interestingly enough, Total is skipping out on Mini Moldorm Cave and instead heading to Super Metroid, as we, believe this is his stronger game. And I was wondering if anybody was going to go for Gauntlet here, even though it's not in logic. Why not? And Varia Suit makes it reasonable, and tons of power bombs too. So not a problem getting through the obstacles either.
Total doesn't realize it yet, but his play to skip Mini Moldorm Cave is going to pay off, because Mini Moldorm didn't really have anything worthwhile in it. Ice Rod
did have an E-Tank, but that's it.
Yeah.
All right, Supers in the Ice Rod Cave, so nothing hugely bad.
Looks like Daaanty is going to...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say he's going to fake flipper to Hobo. Might get a Zora Ledge check. And then probably does the rest of Zelda stuff.
Alright, Gauntlet endpoint. We've got a shovel and a missile. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of these picked up, because you want some number of missiles early on.
Yep.
Like the more you can have, the better the Fantoon fight gets. In general. Hey! Hobo
That's a nice find.
with the sword time.
That is an out of logic sword, but who cares? That's a sword. That one in particular is locked by flippers.
It looks like Daaanty is going to go for Hyrule Castle proper. So he may actually be going to the back as well.
That's possible. I like this play. This is a great play from him.
All right, we got. I see boots at early supers. Or in that Veneria area.
We are finding a lot of heart containers early,
and even more power bombs at the actual early supers location. So, if you were wondering if you're going to run out of power bombs, answer is probably not. All right, we've got Total checking out the Edicoons area while Daaanty heads down to Zelda's cell.
looks like Dante's going to set up hard.
Yeah, nice little quick death warp to the front. One of the advantages of dying in Link to the Past is that you can actually save afterwards.
And this 100% confirms what you said he was going to do. He's going to go back end. As long as there's a key... Wait, he's already got the key from Sank. So he'll be able to do full clear of the back end.
Yeah. Now, it would be a little better for him if he had a little more magic. But there are some magic pots here. So you can use that to see. You can also just use your sword trail to kind of feel around where you are. All right, piece of heart in the dark cross as Daaanty makes his way to the back. Now, this area is not terribly difficult to navigate. There are actually 2 pots in here with magic if Daaanty really wants to be able to see the rat he has to kill in the next room. But he's just gonna feel it out. That looks like a good. Got bombs at the charge location, so not a ton going on in Pink Brinstar right now. Speed booster?
Oh.
Excuse me?
Okay, we have both of our go fast items on opposite ends. As speed booster is either glove or lamp locked. And we have a sword out of the logic that is flippers locked. So we have great value early, but it's all logically locked behind another item.
So with now if you had that speed booster in logic, that would put the shovel from the gauntlet in logic, right?
Yes, that would put shovel in logic.
Right, and it does look like Daaanty's going for the full, basically the full clear here of Link to the Past logical checks, doing Sana's Rala, maybe going into Eastern.
And that speed booster combined with that Mario. Oh, never mind. There we go.
So now we're in logic. Everything is now in logic.
Total setting up for a sports bonds, no problem. Easiest, hardest skip in the game.
I always see everybody do that particular spot, and I always do a different one, and I don't know what makes it different. What makes it easier?
There's different visual cues you can do. It's mainly camera position and pushing your super off screen far enough so it doesn't despawn, but it also hits the block.
Right.
There's many different setups you can do to make it work.
What I was impressed with was Total's the way Total pulled off the wave gate skip earlier with no high jumps. It's a non-trivial skip to pull off.
Definitely. Even the experienced players, they'll take 2-3 tries at sometimes just because of they don't their execution is not working. I can't word.
So you would think that diving Eastern is potentially bad because of Super Metroid stuff, but the other thing is in the logic. If you look, Eastern Palace has Sphere 1 locations in Zelda that are not biased against, so it's kind of iffy.
It is iffy, and I think that it's a 5-6 crystal actually goes against it a little bit because this is a crystal you have to come back and complete anyway, especially with a 5-6. This is one you'd want to come back later with the bow, not necessarily dive right away.
Yeah, I don't really love going into Crystal Eastern, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly, because you could find early progression in here, and players may miss up.
Right, total damage boosting to get a missile, and now we can go see Billy May. I gotta learn the trick to break that wall there with the screw attack, with that floor there.
So screw attack. So that screw attack is really funny. If you are coming off of a wall jump, the screw attack won't function properly. But if you turn around during the jump, the screw attack will work again.
So you're saying jump and then like hit the other direction or something?
Yeah. So don't come directly off of a wall jump because then you'll just ceiling block. But if you are wall jumping and then you turn around during that jump, it'll work just fine. Because game, I guess. I don't know.
Fair enough.
And so Total picked up his mushroom at the Blue Brinstar power bombs. That's basically the only item he's picked up so far.
Yeah, there's not a ton of value here. The boots were here, so that's good.
The boots were here, yep. I think with the speed booster that Daaanty picked up at Back into the Escape, combined with that Varia suit, I think Upper North Fair is going to be our next logical progression point.
Very well could be. And it looks like Daanty's heading to a location that could put him in that direction. Though this is not the way the game would expect you to get there in logic. But because we have that access you talked about, we could very well see, say, both the lamp and flute up on Death Mountain, which is not something you would normally be able to see in the original game.
Oh, wow. That is a hook shot. A hook shot on the old man. Which is lamp locked. Wow, we are finding all kinds of items behind items today.
Yeah, I call shenanigans.
Okay. I guess there was probably a better way to say that.
All right, Total taking care of these. What are those yellow blobs that are super annoying called?
Oh, those are flippers. I believe those are Poyos?
Oyon? According to Maniacal?
I think so. Yeah, we just call
I trust Maniacal for all things Super Metroid, so... all I know is I hate them.
Which one? Yeah. So that sword that Daaanty has is technically in logic because he does have Upper North Fair access with the Morph Ball. So he is fully in logic at the moment. Actually, I take that back, with the exception of minus the hookshot. Yep. Ooh. And that is
missiles. That is what that's called, right? Final missiles?
Yep. And this is interesting. Daaanty is going to chase the out of logic hook shot. Maybe not necessarily a bad play because there's 8 items over here, but probably not the play I would have expected to do.
Oh yeah, well, when you got Paradox Cave, you're gonna do Paradox Cave. Let's be.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a meme we like to say with SMZ3, logic is just a suggestion. Oh no, I didn't catch that first item.
Money.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Have heard it. Yeah.
It sounded like money.
Yep. And there was a bomb capacity upgrade for the second item.
Alright, so as we expected, not a ton of value here in Paradox Cave, but it certainly doesn't hurt anything. Alright, Total is now going for the hardest trick in the game.
He might just be checking Oh, wow. Okay, that is going to be our Titan's Mitts. Once he gets to Back into the Escape... Is that what the glove was? Back in the Escape?
The other glove was back of Sahasrah's closet.
Oh, back of... Okay, Speed Boosters is Back in the Escape. Wow, so we have Titan's Mitts. We are a moon pearl away from Dark World access.
Oh, yeah. I always want, like, the hammer version of Dark World access, but I'll take the mitts. Okay, so we're going towards... Alpha and Beta power bombs here for Total, top of Red Tower. Which I found out the hard way is in logic with like some ice beam and shenanigans with no morph ball.
Yep. So Daaanty is going to start his Brinstar loop checks and not going to do the start with Norfair checks. He will find his Pegasus boots. He will be happy with that, but he's not going to find much else besides the mushroom.
He's electing not to go to the gauntlet so that words. Why can't I
shovel
words?
will be yep, the shovel.
And the shovel won't be a
that comes back.
And let's be fair, that wall jump to get to the gauntlet is really finicky and definitely not in logic.
Yeah, those trickier wall jumps, like the one to Alcatraz escape, the one getting up to Gauntlet, those were deemed tricky enough to just not be considered normal gameplay, so that's why they are not in logic.
And you'll see Daaanty not even attempting the Alcatraz jump there, because no point. Alright, so Daanty's doing the speed booster setup to knock out those bomb walls. That is, you know, fine way of doing it. Wasn't exactly necessary, but save you a power bomb that way.
Oh, Daaanty not even going to check the back end of the Gauntlet to see if it's worth coming back. That's interesting. And that is a charge beam at the spacer.
Charge beam is very nice. I don't even think it's mentioned in logic anymore, though. So, like, there's no guarantee you'll ever get it.
No, he didn't forget he has more. If he checked bomb trees, though, he's just it just might be a comfort level with him for some of his.
And I mean,
Daaanty, that is.
And one of the things, if you're doing this initial loop through Blue Brinstar and things, is sometimes you like to make sure you have enough power bombs to actually get things done. Oh, okay. If you're really concerned about power bombs, saving power bombs, that is one strat you can use. All right, Kraid missile or Kraid. What is that in vanilla?
That is vanilla missile. Yep. Daaanty not. Did he see hit the Pegasus boots there? Because he did not get those. Did he just zoom right by him and not pick him up?
I think he might have skipped it. What is going on? How does one see the boots and not, like, immediately lose their mind?
I wonder if he didn't see.
Yeah, it's possible he didn't see it while he was trying to get the mock ball going and just didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah, he might have saw something else and not the Pegasus boost. That might be a play that comes back to. If that's the case, Total has a huge advantage at the moment.
Yeah, if say King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks, say the Big Key of Desert is on the torch or something dumb like that, I mean, those boots can be straight up required, and they also help you go fast. Like, it's not like we're trying to go slow here. It's nice to know that I'm not the only one who doesn't always get the Kraid quick kill. I think I've gotten it like twice. And only in practice.
It's one of those things that takes a while to get, but once you get a good rhythm, you should get it most of the time. It's never guaranteed, just because the game likes to not cooperate sometimes.
Oh, this is really, really painful. with the whole skipping the boots thing. It's just it hurts me. It physically hurts.
Well, it's not going to be required yet. I would put it likely that it's going to be required, but even if it wasn't required, it's just a great quality of life item to also have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just having the boots this early, especially with some of the random traversals of Link to the Past you'll end up having to do. Like, there's a non-trivial amount of times that you'll have to go through Death Mountain, probably. All of those are vastly improved by the boots. And, you know, any dungeon is generally going to be better with the boots.
And Razor Flame Coon, our tracker today, he is going to double check to make sure he did or did not pick them up. We'll also keep an eye on that. Everyone say hello to Razor, our tracker today.
All right, so Daaanty is now in the waterway, which is an in-logic check with speed booster and no gravity, so you don't have to have that. You can get up on here and do a charge, and then do a left shine spark, which is easier said than done.
He does want to watch his energy here. If he's not careful, he could run out of energy before he gets all the way through, and then he might die to a fish. I've seen it happen. But
I'm not gonna lie, that would almost be best case scenario for him. Then you'd have to redo this.
Because then yep. Oh, but then he might still skip the boots then, because he saw that there was nothing else at the Brinstar Reserve.
Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe he goes back for the power bombs or something.
Maybe.
But he's got a mail upgrade there, which, I mean, I certainly wouldn't say no to.
Okay, Daaanty bugs for some health? Question mark? Wait. Is he going back for the Pegasus boots? Does he know they're there?
I think maybe he thinks, wait, I don't remember seeing what was there. Maybe that's what he thought. Like, that's what my brain is thinking.
If that's the case, this is going to work out great for him, because he does not have a super missile. He can't actually go down the stairs. So this is going to work out great in his favor. He dodged a huge
Look at the thing.
That is a huge recovery by Daaanty, and Total now has his flippers.
Oh, and he's not even going to proceed to the blue Brinstar checks. He's just going to leave here. Maybe it was his intention there to go check those. Once he realized he skipped it, he's like, okay, I'll go check all these, and then I'll just check it on the way back up.
If that's the case, then that was good routing by him, even if it was an accident. And Total was going to try and get his old man. It's a lot easier if you have a sword, because then you have a sword trail to follow. A little bit harder with the equipment that he has, but he won't get his hookshot right now. But he is going to get his... he is going to get another item that he's going to want.
Yeah, speed booster incoming for Total.
Total did not get his hookshot. Maybe Total forgetting that is a bonk wall. You don't need bombs for that if you have your Pegasus.
All right, so Daaanty checks the final missile's location and gets an ether and heads back to Link to the Past, where he is currently more at home, I would. All right, so we're getting a Bonk Rocks check. Just a piece of heart. Now, interestingly enough, the King's Tomb check, which is the other bonk check over there, is also in logic.
Neither player knows it yet, but yes, that is definitely an in-logic check because our Titan's myths are available. And total
it looks like Daanty's going to...
Oh no, these Moldorms.
Yeah, the mini Moldorms tend to not agree with you. I think he's going to need to use the fire rod here.
They are dropping magic that is fortuitous for him.
Meanwhile, Daaanty checking the high jump boots location for a big chunk of change.
Both of our runners now have enough money for Zora. I wonder if they decide to go there late, not too long from now.
And nothing wrong with some free supers here. Supers are another thing. I will take as many of them as you will give me.
Mm-hmm. I'd only turn them down if I have full charge or full beam combo. But they're always useful otherwise.
See a piece of heart at the, or no, a heart container at the Croc escape there. Speaking of Croc, that is a possibility if Daaanty heads this way.
Looks like we have all major items marked for both players at the moment.
Yeah, Total has charge,
Daaanty,
and Daaanty does not because he has not been to the Spacer location.
Total's about to pick up his fighter sword.
Right. So Daaanty is gonna... Oh, Danty's going back in. It looks like we might be heading towards Croc. I'm told that some believe you should always bet on Croc.
You should definitely always bet on Croc. I don't think Daaanty meant to go in there right away, but we're going in.
Yes, that was the sword that Daaanty has.
Oh, and Total's going to give us a new check with the Waterfall Fairy and Zora, if he can avoid the Whirlpool. And we have some wet litter wishing.
Just a missile at the Croc E-Tank. I was a little concerned for his health there. Not even gonna lie.
What's on the scam art? A gravity suit.
Sora has
That
the
is-
other flipper.
Oh boy. Not a scam artist today. Oh, definitely a scam.
And Daaanty healing up.
I think this is going to be a safe. If Grapple, Cosine, and Croc Power Bombs have nothing, he's probably just going to reset back.
And I guess he'll check the other location there, which I could not tell you the name of. He'll probably check that afterwards. Hey, it's Kane O'Brien. What's up,
Given
Brian?
his skill with Link, he won't keep it if he finds something else down here, I feel.
I mean, there's the chance that Spike Cave is a thing. And you kind of want it for that, but other than that, I don't expect Daaanty to feel the need to have it. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, the other glove was in fact in Sazra's closet. That is correct. And quack.
Oh, okay. He's not going to reset that away. Not on the chance that Quake is required.
Yeah, and it's not a difficult concept to get out of here. It's just a little quicker.
Yep.
If you're me, it's a lot quicker because for some reason you fail your wall jumps halfway through.
It's so easy to just break your spin by accident. Oh, and spring ball at the dig spot.
Okay. Well, that certainly is.
Oh, Daaanty, you need high jump boots to make that jump from that platform.
I think the way you would get in there is you would shine spark right from the other room.
with his item set.
You can shine spark from in here and get in there.
Oh,
He's
he's gonna leave it behind. Okay. And is this our first Agina?
I believe so. All right. Free super. Now
this is interesting. With the book and the fire rod, he can full clear deserts and get a crystal right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Daaanty has made his way over to Bubble Mountain here. Oh, this is a hard jump.
This is a wall. This is double pixel frame perfect wall jump without high jump boots. He is gonna want to not do this. Damage boost from King Cacatac Mountain or come back with grapple, I think.
How does that damage boost work?
Just damage boost off the waiver. The waiver is just going from left to right. It's relatively easy, but it's timing specific.
You'll basically jump onto it and face the other direction so that you can boost in the opposite direction. Okay, that makes sense. I like it. I've never tried it.
And I had a little bit of a buffer, so I couldn't tell what the first two items were in desert. He just now picked up the compass.
I'm imagining We got.
I'm guessing it was a small, because big keys on the right side.
Yeah.
Turbo Troy asking, who does the winner of this race face? Good question. Let's go. I'm gonna go take a look at the brackets real quick. Okay, the winner of this race faces Apathy Duck.
Okay. Hey. Do you know I'm dumb? I didn't realize you could just go around to get to the wave beam location.
That's actually the vanilla intended route. Yeah, that's actually the vanilla intended route to get to wave beam.
This is the sign of somebody who has never played the vanilla game.
Total is double checking his map, probably just to see if this was a pennant or crystal.
And then, of course, you can use this to get over to the speed booster. So, okay, everything is. I was wondering why this was in logic without high jump. Oh.
Yep. Missiles at missiles. Some blueberries at the speed. Yeah, total. There's going to be one more magic pot available. He's barely going to have enough room to light these torches. He's not going to have enough for fire rod strats.
So it's going to be an interesting fight for Total. It is possible. So the fighter sword is kind of lame, but you can use it. Bombs are also pretty effective if you know when to drop them. And that's a pretty good timing. He's going to get a couple of hits there.
Oh, he's going for it. He's getting a couple. And Cathedral Missile is a... So Daaanty has orphaned a couple checks. That Croc power bomb check is probably going to be the one that costs the most time.
Yeah.
Nice bomb kill on Landmo for Total, getting a map and his first crystal at the 48 mark.
All right, 1 down, 6 to go. And I imagine Daanty's probably going to go for the Kraid fight here. I think the speed booster is messing with Daanty's jump here.
It is definitely messing with his jump, and he's ceiling bonking at the top of the room too. So he would be wise to either clear out the last 2 super blocks to get a better jump, or he had it there. He had it there.
He's turning off the speed booster, so that'll fix it.
He should be, yep, immediately. And we get green pendant in Swamp Palace. Ooh. Okay.
The less likely swamp is to be required, the happier I am.
So now Total has his Titans. We are still missing a Moon Pearl. There's a scenario I'm going to play out for you. They have their fighter sword. They are 2 items away from still having a logically required Aghanim play, which is a cape and a lamp, or another sword and a lamp, with the hammer possibly being locked on the other side.
Gross.
Although that's actually no, I don't think that could be possible because with Speed Booster and Gravity Suit, they actually have access to Dark World East Side anyway. So yeah, I think Aga, unless Hammer is inside the 5/6 fairy check, Aga should be completely dead.
Oh yeah, I had not. Well, how precisely?
Actually, I suppose Moon Pearl.
I was gonna say, how precisely are you gonna get there without the Moon Pearl?
Oh yeah, because if Moon Pearl is on the pyramid ledge, yeah, then Aga would still be required. No, you can. You definitely cannot swim in this point.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. All right, so Daaanty picks up an energy tank right there at Kraid to make things a little safer, and we'll be headed out of here.
So Wreck Ship is fully in logic. Meridia, fully in logic. The only thing that is not currently in logic in SM is Lower North.
Right. And in order to make that the case, you would either need
we're one of two items away. We need a flute
or the flute.
Yep. Moon Pearl can't be a world that requires you to interact with anything.
Yeah, it's the fact that the bunny could open things by falling into Skull Woods is considered a glitch. It's a Super Bunny glitch, and so it's not required. And also, you can't really get there because you'd still have to lift something to get out of where the MITS portal is.
Dante's going to be very happy to find his charm. And Total, I think, is going to make the Wreck Ship play.
All right. This is not nearly as preposterous as trying to do the continuous wall jump.
No, this will be either an easy gravity jump setup, like first try every time.
Gravity jump is a pretty easy trick that most people could pull off if they gave it a shot. My brain likens it to the fake powder trick from Link to the Past, and there is a hammer.
Well, that pretty much kills Aga unless Moon Pearl is on Pyramid.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
All right, so Daanty's going back to the ship, so he might also do some wrecked ship.
If that's the case, you gotta wonder, is he gonna try and route in Zora with Cat? Because if that's the case, it might be a while before he gets that gravity suit.
That's true. So if Daaanty is going to go to wrecked ship, I would expect it to be... I would expect his method of access to be the sparking here. Because, again, continuous wall jump is crazy, and I don't know how anybody gets it consistently ever.
Yeah, it's even with practice, that's a tough one. Well, this is going to be good news for Daaanty because he's going to pick up his Titan's mitts right now, and he's going to get his hand. Oh, I wonder if he's going to feel behind with this play, though.
Maybe.
Daaanty, what are you doing? You can't get it across that way. You have to shine spark.
I think you went in and look at the item, and now he's going to head in. And Total takes down Fantoon, so nicely done. Okay, so the way I learned to do this is, yeah, you want to do that, and yeah. The only trick there is getting the rightward shine spark out the door. So basically, the way I was taught to do horizontal shine spark is you want to kind of stand still, hit the jump button, and then immediately hit right.
Yep, that is one way to do it if you're standing on the ground. If you're in the air, all you have to do is tap up once and then roll that to forward with jump, and then you can do the mid-air one, but that can be a lot harder.
All right, then.
Gravity Suit is on the King Zora scan. One Gravity Suit, low price of 500 rupees.
I mean, I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'd pay 5,000 for a Gravity Suit. Have to do a bit of farming, but I'd do it. Alright, so Total cleaning out the wrecked ship area. We haven't really seen anything past that hand. Oh, hello.
Oh, wow. And we don't even know if that's
Ice
required.
Rod.
We have not seen a Dark World check.
Is that that's just the E-tank in the spike.
Yep,
Like, I would call it the spiky E-tank.
Yep.
But there is the godforsaken Ice Rod.
Now, we know the meme with Link to the Past. If the Ice Rod is found relatively early, that typically means Turtle Rock is not required. So maybe Turtle Rock is a pendant tonight.
Could be. We still haven't seen a map check for the Dark World yet. So nobody's spent a recent, or really any amount of time in the Dark World, because there's no reason to do so yet.
Yep, and the only Dark World dungeon we know is Green Pendant. That is Swamp Palace. We got that info from Sahasrara on the Total side.
That was a cool shine spark trick in the attic there.
I always love attic shine.
I like it.
Nice doppel. That was a nice doppel by Daaanty there. Oh, that is I believe that is our first bob.
Aha. Now, I'm not sure why this was done, but in the most recent update, they made it where all the bottles are just empty. I imagine it has something to do with the fact that that's the way they are in the original game.
That I want to say it's probably that, and probably something with just development, making sure nothing else was breaking. But I can only speculate. Oh, likes vanilla behavior.
And that's also why the fairy fountains are giving you green potions instead of randomized items. Whoa! I
Oh.
see silvers.
Yeah, Total's
Silver
definitely
arrows
gonna go
up in
pick that
the-
up.
He's gonna try.
I think if he had Spazer, it'd be easier. Yeah, that's a better spot to spark from. There you
Nice.
go. So Ice Rod and Silver are in our wreck ship play.
So Daaanty does have the hook shot, but not Total, because Total didn't do the dark room for Old Man, and Old Man had the hook shot.
Oh, I think Total's gonna farm some, or maybe ammo. I'm not sure. He has more than enough to get through bowling with his current health.
Yeah, I mean, with Gravity and Varia, you take what, 15 when you hit the floor?
Yeah, yep, 15 with Mario Suit. Oh, he set himself up for some damage boosts, but they okay. Still 3 hits though, and he cargo through the through the statue.
Yeah, so the SMZ3 and Link to the Past randomizers have kind of split off their development. There's not any real... There's at best a tenuous connection between them at this point. But, I mean, it's still good stuff either way. And I like the... I mean, I like both versions of it, really, on the Link to the Past side even.
And there's our Master Sword.
All right, Master Sword at the wreck ship. And
you know, chat pointed this out, but I didn't see it right away. Daaanty has bypassed going to the wreck ship energy tank, so he is not going to get his ice rod right now.
Yeah. I mean, without gravity suit, my concern with it would not be getting there, but getting back.
Yeah, that was fair. It is
can run
logic.
in with the. Yeah, go ahead.
It is in logic with what he has available. He just might not be comfortable or know how to do it. And
so I know you can sort of run in and use the speed you have to get over the sponge bath jump. But how do you get back out?
You have to do what's called a ledge grab. You have to crouch and do a max jump, and then aim yourself down to extend Samus's hitbox up a little bit. That gets you just enough height to get on top of the ledge, where you're able to get back out. It's a little tricky. Maybe that aspect shouldn't be in normal logic, perhaps. I don't know. That's a discussion for another day, but for now, with what he has, Daaanty does have logical access to that ice rod. It may not come back to bite him. I mean, Turtle Rock could just be a pendant and not even opened it at some point.
Super Bunny Cave is never in logic without the Moon Pearl. It is easy to do, but it's never in logic.
In the case of items available, Super Bunny Cave is not in logic because Hookshot is locked by the lamp.
True.
Oh, and Dan's gonna find the silvers, but he's gonna take the slow route up. I don't think this is something he. Oh, he didn't even have enough energy for the Shine Spark. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, maybe he's gonna come down here and farm some energy to do so. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing.
And I think that's going to be the smarter play overall, the faster play.
All right, And Total is going to get that blue mail. All right, he at least saw the silver.
He saw. He probably didn't know the position to spark up.
Yeah,
There we go.
It's kind of finicky.
Oh, he's gonna have to farm more health now.
Yeah, he's
not gonna have enough energy.
World's shortest shine spark.
Yep, the trippers are usable, but high jump boot. What is he doing? Is he gonna use the trippers? Maybe he's going for that. All right. I think Daaanty is having some indecision.
I think he might just be sitting there thinking, I'm good enough with Link to the Past, silvers aren't necessary.
Oh, and Daaanty got the low health glitch. If he pauses and unpauses, the check will reinitiate and the low health alarm will be shut off.
So, I just keep forgetting what the controls for Crystal Flash are.
How
does that work?
L and R. You need to have 50 or less total energy and nothing in your reserves if you have any. And then you need to have at least 10 current missiles, super missiles, and 11 power bombs.
Alright.
So it looks like Daaanty is ultimately bypass the need for the silver arrows, which is probably not a bad play. He's going to get his Master Sword here in just a moment.
So Total electing to head to Meridia. Getting a little bit messed up with a speed booster there, but heading over to Mama Turtle.
The low health alarm still going on Daanty's side. There's actually a vanilla bug where sometimes the low health alarm check just does not function properly, and it'll continue playing after you're above the threshold. If he does a pause to go to his menu and unpause, it will fix itself. Oh, wow, Ice Beam and that is a nice Mama Turtle. Sorry.
Exactly. Very nice Mama Turtle room. I'm on board with that. All right, and it does look like Daanty's probably going to check the wreck ship reserve here, which Total did not. And it's just some supers. Oh, I guess he did check it. He just checked it from the other side.
Now, Daaanty does not know where the ice rod is. He has not been to wreck ship energy tank, so if Turtle Rock is a crystal, it's going to be a while before he gets back to this wreck ship, I think.
All right, so Total over at the beach missiles finds bombs. And we're not talking about the blue ones that you use for Zelda here. These are the ever so beautiful Morph Ball bombs, which gives you that possibility for infinite bomb jumping.
So as much as we have open, we don't have that much in the way of progression. We have a lot of dense checks in Meridia. We got both sand pits. We got aqueduct. We got bot twin energy tank. We got precious missile, and we have Dragon. And Link to the Past, without that Moon Pearl, we don't really have anything else available. So I want to say that's gonna be the next major progression item. It's probably that Moon Pearl.
All right, you're gonna have to educate me on the name Precious Missile.
Okay, so Precious Missile was a typo by a Super Metroid info finder. Goes by ED, also goes by Aaron Yeager. So the Precious Missile is the missile you find just before Dragon. It was supposed to be previous, but because the C and the V are right next to each other, he hit Precious by mistake. So insert Lord of the Rings jokes.
Okay. So is Total trying to be on 0 missiles for some reason?
You know,
like there was another missile up there and he elected not to pick it up.
Yeah, Waterfall of Wishing. I forget what it was then. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a book. It was wet literacy. That's right.
Yeah, the book, of course, doesn't have or is not on these particular trackers here, but.
And suddenly Lower Norfair access, as well as Misery Mire.
Gross.
Scouting. Yeah.
All we need now is a mirror, and then we can have that Moon Pearl at Checkerboard Cave dream. So the reason you get the flute here... Oh, he was saying why get more missiles? And I was like, I don't know.
I mean, his charge combo right now is charge. It's a very weak charge combo. It is the weakest charge combo there is, except for just vanilla charge. So I mean, that's an argument for picking up more ammo, at least until another beam is found.
I mean, he's got enough supers to do Ridley if he never misses, or if he misses less than 10 times, so that's okay. It's just not more.
Or less than 15 times.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dragon fight. So, kind of looks like Total might be setting up for the Shine Spark thing, or the Speed Booster thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, requires some precision. Therefore, I can't do it.
Oh, Dragon is being very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
One more should do.
Or I could just unload some supers and call it good. Now, Daaanty is following Total into Meridia, so he's going to be able to see that get that super missile. He's going to be able to see the half magic and ice beam.
I don't think he skips half magic. Like, half magic is an item you never really need, but given the location of it and how convenient it usually is, it's hard to pass up.
Oh, Total gets that that wall jump there that is not I usually end up gravity jumping a second time.
Daaanty might just be proving me wrong. If he nopes out after seeing this, I will be surprised.
Nope. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna set up for a shine. Okay.
Okay. Nope, he's gone. He's out. He's leaving. He's done.
Wow. Okay. Color me surprised.
Daaanty can live without half magic, I'm sure.
He can, yeah. Daaanty does have Ice Beam, yes. He picked up a Mama Turtle. Question in chat, where was Quake? Where was Quake?
Yeah, it was grappling beam.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Always been on Croc.
Because Daaanty went to Croc, but he didn't get that one location just past Croc.
He orphaned the Croc Power Bomb. Now, this is going to be a nightmare scenario for Daaanty. If Quake is the required medallion for Turtle Rock and they end up having to go in there for some reason, his Ice Rod is buried in the wrecked ship. I mean, he might full clear Turtle Rock looking for the Ice Rod.
Gross.
That would be horrible. Oh, that's a screw attack. And the bombos. Okay,
that's like
so Total's gonna...
circular swirly things, the location.
So Total is gonna, this is an intentional reset. He's gonna scout out left sandpit. If there's nothing in left sandpit, he's gonna go back down right sandpit and get those. He's gonna get both those items.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nice Total there, getting the speed boost, so not having to worry about accidentally falling into the pit there.
That was a red rupee.
Yeah, big 20 and a big 20. So none of that. We are done with that particular shenanigans. Screw attack and bombos will be the play for the day here.
I mean, this is good for another reason that we don't have to go on a medallion hunt to possibly find entrance to Mire or Turtle Rock.
Is there a reason you would potentially skip the screw attack here?
And if it was really late game, I mean, Screw Attack is extremely useful for Lower Norfair. If Lower Norfair was already done, that'd be the reason I'd skip Screw Attack. Otherwise, it's worth picking up.
All right, good. Yeah, like if you'd already done Lower Norfair, then Screw Attack just kind of gets in the way. Because like if you're going to Turian, it's kind of a liability.
Yep.
Yeah, the plasma beam location is in logic with the screw attack. I believe that's true.
Yep. And he has his morph ball bomb, so he can actually escape. So yes, plasma beam is fully in logic. Let's see if no, Total's not heading towards plasma though. So he is orphaning his own check. This is an interesting decision.
All right, so Daaanty is elected to check the sand pits first here.
Now we know there's nothing up here in Upper North Fair except for the 2 checks we haven't seen yet, which are Croc Power Bombs and then Brinstar Reserve. Daaanty was not able to.
Norfair Reserve? But yeah.
Which one did I say?
You said Brinstar Reserve. That's fine.
Oh, oops.
I think we know what we're talking about.
Oops. Okay.
We're fine.
Norfair Reserve. My bad.
If this is Brinstar, it's having a meltdown.
Oh, wow.
Yes. That is correct.
Oh, you know what? Oh, that means the logic has actually been kind of evil. Let's see.
Oh, really?
Okay, no. So there's no logical double dips to Upper North Fair, as far as I can tell. Because your Ice Beam and Morph Ball Bombs were both in Meridia. You could have gotten those before touching North Fair, as Total's obviously demonstrating.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no logical double dip insanity scenario down here.
All right, Total is done with that particular area. Turns out nothing super important. There was another bottle there, but again, we've already got one of those, so that's not really a problem.
So in terms of checks that are left, we have Croc Power Bombs. We have... Is that it? Is that the last check that's in Logic? Oh, wait, no, we have Flute. We have all of Lower North Fair available still. Never mind.
All of Lower North Fair except the Gold Chorizo missiles.
Bonk Rocks has been checked. It was a heart piece, I think?
Yeah. We haven't seen King's Doom, though, which...
No, we have seen King's Doom. Daaanty did check.
Have we?
Yep.
Okay. Cool, cool.
I wonder if Total is going to break logic and do a gravity jump through lava.
That's fairly reasonable given the fact that getting down there is in logic anyway with the flute. It's just that way you don't have to go back to Link to the Past and all that mess. I mean, it depends on what you feel is faster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally like the idea of getting the flute activated and putting it to good use, but you never.
And I'm in agreement with you because the flute is a great quality of life item. It's instantaneous to get back to Lower North Fair at that point, too. Oh, but Croc is gonna, or Total's gonna make the Croc.
Yep, doing some gate glitching to get over to Croc. First try. Looks like Daanty's gonna farm up some ammunition for Dragon here.
Now we know Kane of Burna and Quake are both down here. We just don't know what's that Croc Power Bombs.
And Dark Cross was checked. It was just a piece of heart, I believe.
Yep.
All right, Daaanty making his way through aqueduct room before Dragon. Just gonna save real quick, just in case. I'm on board with that plan.
I am too. With only 3 energy tanks, especially with how difficult Dragon can be, he does 40 damage per hit. So this is a good safety save. I like this. All right, what did Daaanty? Just a heart piece.
So that's not going to be the end of the world for Daaanty at that point.
Gravity Boost is in a different game. Different Metroid game. Same universe. Different game.
Alright, Daaanty unloading some real missile firepower into Dragon here.
Total's deciding
There
he
we
wants
go.
the 3, probably for potions, and good kill by Daaanty.
So Total will pick up the Quake medallion. So all 3 medallions are now acquired by both of our runners. Still no idea which medallions are required for Meyer and Turtle Rock, but whatever.
I have a feeling we're going to see Daaanty go back to the Link of the Past, activate the flute, probably go to Lower Norfair that way, and meanwhile, I think we see Total probably Lava Dive to get to Lower Norfair.
Yeah, quite possible. Looks like Daaanty's doing an infinite bomb jump to get out of Dragon here.
Yeah, Lower Norfair is absolutely the play. Oh.
Alright, so what is Total doing now?
He is
up.
I wonder if he's got Plasma Beam check on his mind.
Yeah, plasma could be a thing. Yeah. It's like what he's doing. I imagine Daaanty will also go for Plasma Beam check here, just because he can, and he doesn't have to go. He's already here.
Yep. And then although we did see a little bit of struggle with the infinite bomb jump, that is the way out, at least with the current items they have.
Yeah, but the 2 to 3 tap short charge that would be required to shine spark out of plasma beam is definitely not in normal logic.
Yeah, it's not. We might see one or both of our players do that, possibly.
I think that's another thing I pulled off once.
Oh, the Dragon Escape? Yeah, it's not in logic for Dragon Escape either. We're going to see a high five from our runners here. This is going to be the first time they've converged in over an hour.
That one pirate keeps jumping back and forth. Makes me want to punch him in the face. Rip.
Oh, and just some...
Total's like, nope, I'm done here. Unfortunately, Daaanty didn't take the save after Dragon, so he's going to have to escape.
That was a very strategic safety save on Total's part. I like that.
All right, looks like Total is now going to do the dark room here. He didn't do this before, probably because he didn't have a sword when he came up here, because Daaanty got his from a fake flipper.
He'll be rewarded with his... And this is going to work out for him a little bit more if he decides to check Super Bunny, because he'll have Titan's Mitts. Daaanty did not have his Titan's Mitts when he was up here the first time. Although obviously without the Moon Pearl, none of it will be unlocked. So Moon Pearl itself won't be in Super Bunny.
Yep, there we go. Alright, so Daaanty now getting out of Meridia with basically everything looked at. Minus that one check that we don't talk about. And the spring ball vanilla location there, Shack Tool, is not in logic and normal without grapple beam. So you don't have to worry about that unless you have grapple beam.
Oh, imagine if Tower of Hera had its vanilla Moon Pearl. That'd be a slap in the face of the runners.
Yeah, and it would still not be in logic.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. That means the Moon Pearl would be lamp locked. If that was the case, the lamp would have to be in Lower Norfair.
Yeah, that's just some gross logic right there.
And Daaanty is going to check Ether Tablet and going to do the Tower of Hera play.
All right, Ether Tablet. What do you got for us? Just a heart, but hey, free heart. All right, first item in here is just a compass. And there's our big key. It looks like Daaanty's going to be doing some Harapot.
Now, I've seen the spin speed before, but I thought the door had to be open. Evidently, that is not the case.
It does not, no. But it's like, it's not, that's the hook speed thing there that he does. I don't really know how to make that happen consistently. So that is a missile as the first item in Hera. We did get a small key in the big chest, so no vanilla moon pearl, unfortunately. So Daaanty will be hoping to not see the map on Moldorm. Otherwise, we may be experiencing a 45-minute tile room break. I mean, 45-second tile room break. If we experience a 45-minute tile room break, we should probably contact a physician. If your tile room break lasts longer than 45 minutes,
please consult your doctor immediately. Nice kill by Daaanty.
Oh, and there's our map.
Oh, no. Oh. That is Dante's first crystal at the hour 35-minute mark. Now, considering the checks he's left behind, there's no way he abandons this check. He has to go back in.
Well, Daaanty is not getting the did not correctly set up the glitch to keep his health or keep himself invulnerable, but it looks like he's taking a bunch of damage in order to set up a death.
Yep, I think you're right. And now Total will have his second crystal. Oh, just 10 sticks. Oofda.
Okay. Well, we got ourselves good old-fashioned pearl hunt.
Question to check what was on... That is a good question. We have not seen Link to the Past in a good 45 minutes. We don't know what's on Master Sword Pedestal. We obviously don't know what's on Bombo's tablet. We don't know anything in the Dark World. Other than it exists.
And Daaanty is going to go for the... go to look at what's on top of Turtle Rock.
I wonder if we're going to get a map
jump
check here.
Down. Yeah, so we see Turtle Rock requires ether.
Oh,
and Turtle Rock is in fact a crystal.
Okay. So we have Pod and Ice Palace as our other two pendants. So Daaanty, without realizing it, oh boy,
that Daaanty is going to be a little behind, just because of skipping the spiky room of spiky death. And so, Daaanty elected not to open the chest in Super Bunny Cave. You can do that. You just have to go the vanilla way. You have to go around.
We're gonna get a missile check, I think, from Daaanty.
Well, we're gonna get a food activation.
No, okay, never mind.
Everyone say hi to everyone's favorite Swag Duck.
Now, we know Mirror or Bow won't be on Pedestal, so I'm pretty sure Pedestal is dead. It could have Cane of Samaria. In fact, I think that's the only required item it could still have.
Yep. Alright, so Total is checking Eastern Palace finally. It is going to turn out to come up empty this particular time. And Daaanty is doing the bunny traversal of...
And he got it.
Wow!
He got the Super Bunny.
He got the damaged Super Bunny.
And the mirror! The mirror!
Get out, game.
Okay. Okay. We know Moon Pearl can't be here. We know for a fact it can't be, but wow, that was a great play by Daaanty.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Moon Pearl couldn't be there because you require the mirror to get to that location. But Daaanty is going to go into Lower Norfair, so welcome to the Gold Chorizo Zone. Ooh. Not sure I like the current Gold Chorizo item location. Yeah, he's just resetting. He's like, nope, I'm done. Yeah, it turns out both the Gold Chorizo items are pretty useless, so not going to necessarily require the space jump this seed, which means we actually could have, say, space jump in Ganon's Tower, which is annoying. But,
yep, we could.
For those of you who aren't aware of this, one of the quirks of the logic with SMZ3, just to sort of balance things out a bit, is that nothing that's hard required for this particular playthrough of Super Metroid can be in Ganon's Tower.
And Daaanty... Oh, you know what he's going to do? He's going to take a Death Warp in Ice Palace, and he's going to do Ice Palace. This is an interesting play.
We are getting Bunny Revival Ice Palace.
This is some serious logic breaking on his part. This might be a gamble that pays off, but I would have checked Pedestal first before doing this.
It's possible that Daaanty feels so behind, he's like, I have to make the Pen Dungeon play.
That's possible. That is... He might not be comfortable with Lower Norfair with his current item set.
I mean, he's only on 3 E-Tanks, though. He could get a 4th.
He could.
You know, there's one in the library.
Yep, he does have location on a 4th. Now, there are only 3 items in Ice Palace. That's the first one with a missile.
The only thing that makes me sad is being in Ice Palace without the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah.
So
he can't do Icebreaker.
Yeah, no Icebreaker. Sad day. Icebreaker is a crazy looking glitch that's actually way easier to perform than you think it is.
One of these days, I hope to learn it.
The only place Pearl couldn't have been in Lower Norfair is like the Gold Chorizo space jump required item, and we know that's not it anyway.
And the only reason it couldn't be there is because space jump could be anywhere at this point. Daaanty is proving his Andy skills and hovering. Total is taking an interesting route through the mire swamp here.
Yeah, he's doing some bunny surfing is what it's called.
Total is going to just tank the gold, and then we'll probably Shine Spark up and do the rest of Lower Norfair. Oh, you know what? In all that excitement, I did not check to see the medallion for Misery Mire.
I mean, it doesn't actually matter because we know we have it, but
yep,
it is nice
just
to know.
Yep. Chad is saying Bombos.
Alright, so I know that Total is actually getting rid of missiles here for a reason. Like, it forces Gold Chorizo to drop stuff, like shoot the projectiles that drop stuff.
Yep. He needs to be at, the game actually checks to your missile count. If you're 30 or under, he will only shoot eggs. I think we've still only seen the one item so far out of Ice Palette. I've seen a small key, a compass, and a big key. Was it under 32? I thought it was under 30. It'd make more sense from a programming perspective. It was 32.
Yeah, 32 is a good number. So basically, I guess it's just checking the sixth sixth least significant bit. That's like a very quick couple of lines of assembly code.
Yep. And that's the second item I believe we've seen so far in Ice Palace, a super missile.
Nerd. All right, Daaanty finds the map of Ice Palace in the big chest.
Cold Stare should have the final item.
Yep. So, for those of you keeping score at home and hoping for the pedestal, the fact that there's an item on Cold Stare and not a small key means that the Cane of Samaria can in fact be on the pedestal.
Yep. That is indeed the case.
Alright, Total Shine Sparking out of the Gold Chorizo area. Gonna farm a few supers here off of these red rippers. I don't know if that's what they're called, but they look like rippers and they're red.
These particular rippers have a 6, something like that, chance of dropping a super missile. Otherwise, it is big health.
Yeah, it's lots of super missiles there.
Daaanty taking down Cold Stare. Oh, I wonder if just a heart piece. Okay.
Alright, Total going for the infinite bomb jump here. So infinite bomb jump is significantly easier when you are in Lower Norfair. Do you know why?
Do I know why? I mean, he doesn't have high jump, so this is definitely the intended way to get up here, because otherwise it's a double pixel frame perfect wall jump.
I'm saying the infinite bomb jump is just easier when you're in lower Norfair because the music lines up with the timing.
You know, you're not the first person to mention that, and that's an aspect I forgot about entirely. And we're just waiting for either the lamp or the moon pearl to appear. Although lamp would not really do anything other than put the hookshot in the logic. So we're moon pearl behind Ridley. The dream is alive.
Seems good. Kind of like it. Oh, well, the lamp actually does give us access to one more thing. Gives us access to the pyramid.
Oh. No. Lamp behind Ridley. Go.
Alrighty. Total heading toward Ridley now. Gonna get to PBOS over here. Just additional bomb capacity. Slightly different type of bomb capacity than you would normally see there.
There are 5 items left in Lower Norfair. Ridley is one of them. We got the Firefleet E-Tank, the 2 items at Power Bombs of Jail, and then Wasteland. This is going to be... All right, chat, where do you think this progression is going to be? Is it going to be a Firefleet? Is it going to be a Ridley? The Jail or Wasteland?
On to Ridley for total. We'll see if he intends to farm up some supers, or just go in with charge.
Chat has been broken with item placement in this seed. They don't want to guess, and honestly, I don't blame them because this has been a who's who of where is anything in this seed.
I mean, this, lack of early Moon Pearl is really, really problematic for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Though I am still very concerned about that ice rod.
Yeah, and to answer a question in chat from Alucard, has X-Ray been checked? No, it has not. Nobody has been to X-Ray yet.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Power bombs can actually damage Ridley, can't they?
I did not see what was at the Firefleet E-Tank there. Did you catch it by any chance?
It was a shield. It was a shield.
Ice. So the SBA of Ice does 90 damage per hit times 4, which is 360 total. Ridley has 18,000 health, so you'll have to do that several times.
Yeah, the power bombs deal what, 200?
Yeah, I want to say it's 200, and they can hit twice. So you can do 400 per.
And of course, the supers deal 600 for Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might be dead. Nope, I'm full.
He is definitely not quite. I think. Actually, you know what? I think he is. Is he dead? No, he's not dead yet. And I think this is exactly what Daaanty did not want to do. He did not want to do Lower Norfair with 3 energy tanks. Oh, Ridley's dead now. Total knows it. Oh, now he's in rage mode. Never mind. The Pelican is dead.
There we go. Total finishes off Ridley. And Daaanty has lots and lots of ammo, so I imagine his Ridley fight will probably go a lot quicker.
All right, the pay. What do we got?
Powder!
Oh no! Someone in chat called that too.
So, are you interested in a fetch quest? Don't get me wrong, I love me some powder. This is ridiculous.
Yes. We have 3 item checks left in Lower North Fair. Total did get shovel and did check dig spot. Daaanty did not get shovel. He has not seen Gauntlet yet.
And dig spot was spring ball, by the way.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
All right, Daaanty got him.
Ooh, that was a little bit of a moment for Daaanty, but Ridley is down. You know, this is going to be a great interview with these players when they think about the progression of this seed.
All right. Additional checks. We've got bombs.
Oh man, 2 left.
We've got disappointment. As someone was saying, sadness, disappointment, and
there it is. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh.
Crisis slightly averted there.
Oh, and then there's Plasma Beam. That would have been great 5 minutes ago.
Ugh. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, we are well on our way back to Link to the Past progression now. There are just way too many locations available in Link to the Past now with that Moon Pearl.
Mm-hmm. If you like the action you saw in Super Metroid, stay tuned. We have a whole lot of Link to the Past coming up right for you, right here on SpeedGaming 4.
Mm-hmm.
Mirror is Moon Pearl locked at the Mire Shed, which Daaanty sequence broke with the Super Bunny play.
That is a good thing for him. The only unfortunate thing about that is it might lead him into Swamp Palace. And
I mean, if he's already done one pendant, I mean, it's almost be worth committing to it at this point, because that's one more pendant on the way.
Yeah, maybe.
You just need a
and we've
still
got to find the Cane of Samaria and the bow. So both of those items are at large here. And Daaanty still has to go back to wrecked ship energy tank for the ice rod. Which, let's be fair, that's going to be the last or second to last place.
Yep. If he loses this race because of the ice rod, it's he's trying to coax. Okay, the key hunters. All right, he's got it.
A magic cape inside the Super Bunny cave for total, which does technically unlock an item.
It does. It's one check. And Daaanty is having...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say, Dante's having real close calls with its health here.
Shoutouts to Wave Beam in the hookshot cave. So all these items that would have been nice and useful a while back.
Question in chat: was Shacktool checked? Shacktool is not checked.
Yeah, we don't have the grappling beam, so there's no real reason to do so at the moment. You could theoretically do it with Ice Beam and some shenanigans, but how desperate would you have to be to make that play? Alright, Total using the Cane of Burna to check Spike Cave for a missile. Meanwhile, Daaanty is checking out the thriving metropolis that is Skull Woods. Oh, I wonder if Dante's
right away.
I wonder if the reason Dante's coming here is so that he can check the pedestal after beating it. He's already got Ice Palace taken care of.
He does, but Skull Woods is a crystal.
Well, yeah,
but he can just
you can mirror to it. Yeah,
yeah, and then just check that afterwards. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. So Kana Samaria can be anywhere that is not in Turtle Rock, Organ's Tower,
or on Vitreous.
Or on Vitreous, yep.
Other than that, those are the only locations that the Cane of Samaria cannot be. And based on the fact that the Ice Palace boss did not have a small key, Samaria is not required for that either. It's like Total is joining Daaanty in Skull Woods.
All right, Chad, we have a chance for that Kana Samaria to be on the Master Sword pedestal. It can absolutely be there. Get your blessed RNGs and get your hype in chat for that possibility.
It does look like both of our items are on the left side here of Skullwood, so Daanty's just going to finish off the dungeon.
Gonna do hammer strats on my... Choosing to pull his hair with this particular setup. I mean, this is one of the hardest ways to fight Mothula. So props to him for doing this.
Yeah, Hammer Moth is a pain. Now on blue mail, it's somewhat reasonable to fight Moth. Anything in this room is going to deal the same amount of damage when you're on blue mail. Alright, so we'll see if Daaanty decides to mirror and check the pedestal, or if we are going to be left in the dark for long. Oh boy, guys.
This is it.
This is happening. Nope, it's an E-tank.
Oh.
I mean, again, I want all the E-tanks I can get, but that's ridiculous.
Wait, did Daaanty get both items out of Skull?
Yeah, he did. He went into the front first.
Oh, okay.
Headed left.
Okay.
Because there was a missile and an E-tank.
Yep. Okay. So now, because of that very late Moon Pro, we're going to see the 2-hour plus Thieves Town play.
Yep, that's certainly a thing that can and will occur.
Now, if Bo appears here in Thieves Town, this is actually going to be really bad for Daaanty, because he might just take that to pot and full clear that.
Yeah. I mean, Daaanty can do all he wants here, but again, he's still going to have to go get that ice rod, and it is going to be a heck of a hunt for him. Because it's in a spot he orphaned forever ago.
I mean, because
he's going to have to hope his
back
execution here in Link to the Past gets him enough of a time buffer to make that happen. Ice Rod is that spiky room of spiky death.
In Wreck Ship, yep. Now, considering the locations that he knows he's left behind, he knows he's probably left an item back there, possibly, which could include his Cane of Samaria. He doesn't know that it's Ice Rod, but
the only thing that might incentivize him to go that way before he goes to other orphan places is the fact that he also left the silver arrows over there.
And he knows where the silver... Yeah, that is a good point.
So you could be like, I can pick this up and get the silvers while I'm at it. Hopefully. But yeah, the later the cane comes for Daaanty, the better things are for him.
And then there's another good point from chat. If he ends up finding his Temperate Sword, he may not even bother with the silver arrows, even though he knows where they are. I could definitely see that being a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Given the fact that he knows he left an item over there and the silvers are there, that might be a draw to get him there. But again,
could be.
He might just get the ice rod and be like, yeah, I'm done, and leave. Where is the bow?
Now, it would have been better. Yeah. Now, it actually would have been really good for Daaanty if he would have left behind the bow or the Cane of Samaria at that spot, because then he knows he has to get back there at some point. He just needs one item of support to get to it. And that would definitely draw him back there, which would have brought him back to his ice rod at the Wreck Ship energy tank. But since it's silvers...
Alright, the small key to Thieves Town in its vanilla location. So we'll get to check the big... Alright. Coward mode achieved. With the red mail acquired in big chest. Yep. Look, there's nothing wrong with being a coward. Cowards stay alive.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, the X-ray location hasn't been checked either. Still not convinced that one's in logic.
With their item set, it is not in logic. X-ray is. I mean, I know Total knows how to get to it with his bomb jumps and with his ice beam. I could see him doing that at some point, but
I think it either requires grapple or space jump or something, or high jump would also do it.
Yep.
I guess I don't think high jump would be allowed in normal logic.
No, I think it has to be a space jump or grab.
All right, Daaanty doing the thing, getting through Village of Outcasts. Now, the one upside for Daaanty is that Total hasn't checked the Misery Mire Shed, and it could be a bit before he heads over there with all these other dungeons available.
The game yields a big nothing today. Yep, mushroom was already turned in. It was.
Daaanty gonna go turn in good old friend Jeremiah after some hammer dashing, that is. Speaking of X-ray.
Another item that would have been useful an hour ago. Yeah, at this point, there is no reason to pick up X-ray. It's done.
Yeah. There are no things left to microwave. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no.
Grapple beam has occurred.
Well, shall we visit Shacktool?
I mean, maybe.
French vanilla tempered sword is right next to the blacksmiths.
Yep, free tempered sword for just a little bit of powder. I mean, it's not like the powder required you to go all the way to Ridley or anything, but sure.
Okay, well, and again, to your point, now that he has tempered sword, he's probably not going to care for the silver arrows unless he remembers that he forgot the item at Rickship Energy Tank and gets both.
Yeah. Yes. High jump or space jump is also going to be required for Shack Tool, so Shack Tool is not necessary at the moment. Just getting in that silly hole. Go ahead.
Daaanty is setting up his Jeremiah chest warp. I don't know how this works, only that it does.
Yeah, it's like if you're looking in terms of practicality of making it work, it's just you got to make sure that the chest was following you and just mirror in within the talking range of this guy, and it just works.
Huh? Interesting.
Like as long as you mirror in some, close enough to the guy, and the chest was following you and is still there in the dark world, you cannot mess that up.
Okay, good to know.
I will admit it feels very risky the first couple of times you try it, and then you're like, oh wait, this is easy.
So kind of like Icebreaker and
Yeah, basically. So we've got a bottle on the Bombos tablet, and my goodness, the 2 hour and 15-minute hype cave check with a lamp and a space jump.
Wow, I'm gonna give that one an 8 out of 10. That hook shot is finally in logic.
It does look like Daaanty is gonna dive swamp. So now X-rays in logic, tools in logic, other gross things are in logic.
Yeah. We're finally going to see our pyramid fairy, or pyramid check. It's just a trash tank.
Total having no interest in the nope tank.
The only two items in Super Metroid that have not been checked are X-ray scope and Shack Tool.
Yeah, it does seem like Swamp could potentially hold a reasonable item here. I mean, one of the things I'm okay with.
I was just gonna say, this is a very good calculated gamble. There are 7 total items because it's the green pennant. It's worth the play. I think this is worth the play. Even if you get nothing out of it, I think this is still worth the play.
And speaking of the diver down glitch that we were talking about, Daanty's going to set that one up here. So the trick here is you set the bomb and you go through the door just as it explodes, but before the switch goes off.
Oh, I thought he had it.
And now when you go back in this room, the explosion goes off, hits the switch, you can grab the key, and then head west. It's pretty neat. Total's gonna pick up his tempered sword on the magic bat. Now that block clip there is just like the definition of a swag strat. It saves you like 1 second if you get it. Not even that. But if you fail it, you lose like 25.
So there were 2 items in left side swamp. However, neither item was actually worth going for. Oh, you could definitely get super stuck there. You can clip yourself into one or multiple blocks, and you wouldn't be able to get out. You'd have to mirror or save and quit potentially. If you're lucky, you can just step
up, beat up, swag. Right, and Total also says nope to the X-ray scope. I did not realize that was going to rhyme until I said it out loud.
Two items left in the swamp. We got one more from the green pendant turn-in.
No, I think Daaanty got Bombo's tablet. It was a bottle.
Yep. I think, was that our last bottle? I don't remember. I haven't been able to keep track of the bottle count.
Counting, but it does look like Total's going to pick up the mirror here. Now, Total could be making the play for Misery Meyer here, if he so desired. It would be without the Cane of Samaria, but, you know, Vanilla Cane is something that has occurred.
That's a thing.
Times.
Yep.
A well done Argus kill for Daaanty. And that green pendant is acquired.
I have to think he's going to route in green pendant and pod at the same time. And then hope pod isn't bull-locked.
Yeah, the inside of Swamp Palace was in fact complete garbo.
You don't usually get that in Swamp Palace. There's usually something required in that dungeon.
I disagree. In my experience, it feels like you should have a lot more progress in there because there's a ton of items, but it turns out to have less than you would expect.
Yeah, maybe my PTSD is just kicking in. Oh,
maybe
hey,
you've just been
we can celebrate
left side swamp too many times.
Maybe we can celebrate the return of the SpeedGaming bot in the chats. Huzzah!
Welcome back.
And now Total is going to make the calculated green pendant. And we're going to see if, in a moment on Daaanty's side whether or not that pays off.
Looks like he's going to go ahead and open up Pod first. Sometimes you do this just because Pod has more potential for items, and then you can go back the other way. The way, and another thing is, if you're not careful, you can have a little bit of a mishap with Kiki coming back. It's not something that's unrecoverable. It's just annoying.
Okay, we're not both.
Not immediately, anyway. Now, one of the things about having only empty bottles to start with is you can't randomly get potions, and so you can't just randomly walk into pod able to potion glitch. That being said, Daaanty can hover, so he's just going to go get this.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's going to say railings are just a suggestion.
Oof.
Oh, I thought he...
Oh, the suspense is killing me.
He is so close. I wonder if his mashing has tired him out a little bit.
Most of the time when I see people do hovers, it's less mashing and more like sliding your fingers back and forth over the button. Because it's not how fast can you hit the button, it's how fast can you make sure to get it released for only one frame. That's the trick.
Key for a key.
Right, so plenty of keys to get to the back. We might see Mimic Clip here, which is a trick that's actually impossible, and I don't know how anyone does it. Especially unbuffered. What the heck is this?
What is this unbuffered garbage? I mean, come on. This is black magic. He's almost got it. Okay, someone explain how he did that.
So the idea behind Mimic Clip has something to do with you basically hit, you know, right or left for a single frame and then immediately go back to up or down. And you do that over and over and it will clip him into the wall.
And suddenly with that Spazer pickup, we are very crispy. We have every beam.
And luckily for our players, when you pick up the Spazer in Link to the Past, it doesn't automatically switch you to it. And so our players will not have to switch back to Plasma. Okay, there's the key. And because of the way the keys were laid out, that cane is not bow locked. And so you could definitely see Bo in, say, Turtle Rock.
Yep. And with that small key pickup in the U room, Harmless Hellway will have an item of some kind. Like the big key, for example.
Fair enough.
And by the way, Total just did Diver Down without us paying attention, by the way.
Well done. Well done. It's a little bit tricky without the cane. The cane makes it a little easier on you.
Is this the final item, or is it the compass? Of course it's the compass. So Helmasar has the final item. It can't be the bow. So that means the rest of Pod is effectively dead. We never need to see Helmasar.
And Daaanty is now going to check the contents of the green pendant. just some missiles. So there we go.
That's a really good. If that had been the bow, that would have sent him off in such the wrong direction.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got, with that Cane of Samaria, plenty more to check. Basically, if you're a fan of Daaanty, you kind of want the bow to be at one of the other two orphaned Metroid locations, like Shack Tool or X-Ray, so that it gives him an excuse to go back to Super Metroid.
Unfortunately, with Kane, he has Turtle Rock open, he has Misery Mire full clearable, and he still has Desert Palace to do. I don't think he goes back to SM for a while.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a while, but if you add the bow onto that, then he's going to clear Pod and Eastern again while doing that.
Yep. Total's going to find out right away that his swamp play did not pay out. It's just a missile. Hopefully he decides to continue to go to pod. Looks like that's what he's going to do. Question in chat, how long do these runs take on average? That really depends on seed layout. Since this one has been extremely trolly, we might see a 3:20 time for this. Top players will take under 3 hours. Usually, regardless of how the seed plays out.
I have seen a sub 2 before, but that was on the most ridiculous seed I've ever seen in my life. And it certainly wasn't me who did it. I think my PB is like a 3:15 or something. It might even have been a planned seed. I don't know. And maybe I'm just remembering this wrong. Okay, it was a little over 2 hours. Okay, that makes sense.
There was a time Hitaka, who's actually racing tonight against Sinus, Hitaka had at the time a world record time of about 2:14, which was, I mean, this was a couple of Logic versions ago, so that, it's obviously changed since then. But it was just a crazy jet seed. He also made a lot of the right plays.
All right.
That's one thing that a randomizer like this needs. You need a lot of good plays.
Speaking of the right plays, Total heading through Palace of Darkness, going to get that good old Cane of Samaria. And Daaanty is putting the Cane of Samaria to good use here in Mire, or will, I imagine.
Well, you know what, Sinus? That's why they play the game.
And there's the bow.
That is no mode.
And Daaanty is on the dreaded ice rod hunt.
Unfortunately, we know where it is. It is so far out of the way for him. It's going to be a while before he gets back to it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Daanty's going to clear out every Link to the Past location that exists before heading back to Super Metroid. There's no way.
Yep.
Well, there's a second item
in Mire. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was unintentional, but that death warp might actually save him a little bit of time in Mire.
I mean, you still have to go through the first room here, killing these enemies.
Now, my question to you, Dr. Bob. Do we see Daaanty make the play to go up to Turtle Rock and potentially get all the way to the end of Laser Bridge before he nopes out?
I mean, yes. That's what I would do. I mean, I don't want to get everybody's hopes up, but that's probably going to happen. Well, good for Daaanty gets the big key there in the lobby. Just doesn't have to do the cutscene room, and does a little door extension to get across that railing.
Total's going to be entering Go Mobile minutes very soon. Oh, and Daaanty set up spooky action, didn't even is using it well to his advantage. That's one of those where I'd like to know how that.
Well, the whole spooky action thing relies on the memory locations that are used to store item interactions and the values associated with them. And there's a value that tells you where the splash damage of the fire rod would spawn. But what we do is we end up loading that with a specific value beforehand by by picking up the rock as you go into Mire from the bottom. And it's actually the duck flying off screen at a specific spot that sets the value. And then there are a few things you need to avoid doing to keep that set. Which is why you kick up a little dust before you drop the Samaria block. You also have to avoid using the powder, so if Total used the powder there, he doesn't have it set up. That being said, Total has officially hit the go mode situation with the bow here in Misery Mire.
My mind is blown. That crazy duck. The goose is loose. Yeah, Wave Beam was in Hookshot Cave.
Yep. All right, Total heading down into the Mire dark rooms, while Daanty's going to deal with Desert.
Our tracker asking if Daaanty did Dark Death Mountain. No, he actually entered Super Bunny Cave without the Moon Pearl. Was probably looking to do Super Bunny, but then noped out and hasn't been back up there since.
So that means he has even more incentive to go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, all Total has to do here is finish Meyer, finish Eastern Palace, and then go up to Turtle Rock, finish that, and he'll be well on his way to beating the seed.
The only item he could hope for to show up sometime along his way is high jump boots. That would be immensely helpful, but it's not at all required.
Yeah, because it's not strictly required for this seed, it could even show up in Ganon's Tower.
Well, Daaanty's got a nice crystal. Unfortunately, we know where his trail is going to end. It won't be at the completion of Trinex in Turtle Rock. Everyone, get your bless RNGs in chat. Make him go to Super Metroid. Communicate with him in the best spiritual way you can.
Don't actually communicate with him, though, because that would be
yeah,
cheating.
Don't actually do that. Yeah, don't actually do that. Mikey speaking. Sorry. Let me see if I can tweak that.
For those of you just joining us, the ice rod is sitting at the wreck ship energy tank, otherwise known as the spiky room of spiky death. And Daaanty did not have the gravity suit when he was there the first time, so would have had to do some, shall we say, shenanigans to get that particular item.
Keep in mind, those shenanigans were in logic with their item sets at the time. He just probably didn't feel comfortable doing it. Also, I hope my volume's a little bit better, chat. My apologies.
I don't think Daaanty has any real need for silvers, but
yeah, he's skilled enough at Links to the Past to not need them.
He did have speed. Was possible to do. It's just he didn't have gravity, and that room is just awful. And he only had a couple energy tanks, and he was low on health, and yeah, etc.
Big fight now. Alright. It's a little bit better. And our runner is high-fiving, getting the same crystal at the same time.
And I imagine both runners will be headed toward Death. Oh, Daaanty stayed to Super Metroid.
He has a space jump. Oh, go to wreck ship. Please go to wreck ship, Daaanty. Go to wreck ship.
Nope.
Yes. Wait.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't think he's done Alpha Peebs. Maybe he has.
He has not. Oh no, he was heading in the right direction too. So he is thinking this. He's thinking that he does not want to dive to a rock unless it's absolutely necessary. That's a good idea, because obviously we know that's not going to work out in his favor.
But unfortunately, he's probably going to end up skipping out on that wrecked ship play, and it's going to head this direction and probably down to X-Ray, and that would make it significantly less likely that he goes back up to wreck ship. Daaanty finding out the way I did, that you have to kill all the enemies in this room for the door to open.
Oh no, he got clipped through the bridge.
This is a problem. Okay, we're fine.
Oh, this is... I'm sure Daaanty would have liked an energy tank a couple of hours ago.
Yeah. Oh?
Oh.
He's not going down, he's going up. This could be the play.
He remembers he left an item in wreck ship. This might be it. And he knows there's at least one other item up there that he hasn't been able to check. Wait, no. No, he's got it out of gravity. Okay, so it's just the one item at the energy tank.
Mm-hmm.
This is huge.
The bow was in Misery Mire. Yeah. I mean, I imagine Total is probably still in the lead at this point, but, you know, this is basically Daanty's only way to potentially catch.
Now, depending on the location of the big key in Turtle Rock, Daaanty might still be able to close this gap. We have a race on our hands, everyone. And Daaanty is going straight for it. He's not going to bother safety saving, save warp, or anything. He's making the play.
Yeah, with this much health and actually having gravity suit so that you can move like a normal human being, I think we're fine.
I'm glad that he picked this spot first, as opposed to the Croc. If he would have went there first, I think that would have been GG.
He looked like he was intending to kind of nope out, and then he was like, wait a minute. No, I kind of need that.
Daaanty has now hit go. We have a race.
Yeah, he's not getting the silvers.
No, it's too much of a time sink. And Total is going to make the gamble that the small key is not... There's like a 90-some-odd crazy % chance that there is no small key with the key setup that it is right now. Question check. No. However, Daaanty decided to make a gamble about 45 minutes ago where he went into Ice Palace without the Moon Pearl, did a Link Revival, and gambled on something being there. Unfortunately, nothing was in Ice Palace. It was a bust.
Yeah.
But Daaanty made a different kind of gamble by going back to wreck ship first. That obviously is going to pay off. Let's see if it's enough to close this gap.
If I had to bet on it, I'd say probably not, but anything can happen. Ganon falls occur.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that big key could be in Tile Room in Ganon's Tower for all we know.
Looks like Daaanty is intending to do Turian now.
Oh, okay.
This will be the first time I've seen someone do Ganon last in a long time. So part of me is thinking that the reason he might be doing this is because he has basically just the right amount of health to get the stand-up glitch working. And if he goes through Gant's Tower, he might end up with more health.
Oh, that is. It's possible. We haven't really seen that much energy this season. I mean, we could see good 3-4 energy tanks in there.
Yeah, well, I know there's 2 of them that we skipped for sure.
And that is the 7th crystal for total. Everyone, there are 22 locations in Ganon's for that big key. Where is it today? Get your guesses in now. Bob, do you have a guess today?
Well, my traditional guess is do we use the Saha bot here?
No, we don't. No leaderboard strats today.
Okay. So in that case, yeah, my traditional guess is usually 14, which is traditionally Bob's chest. It's my contractually obligated guess, sort of.
I think I will personally go with number 19. It's going to be buried a little bit.
Fair enough. All right, Daaanty is going to get grabbed by Baby. And valid run. Okay, I'm going to stop that. It's not a valid thing. The thing is, the facing right here actually does save actual time.
Yep. It saves 40 frames because there's no stand-up animation for some reason.
Oh, I thought it was 20. Yeah, okay. It's twice as much as I thought it was. All right. So one thing, Daaanty has not found the wave beam. So if he's going to set up for the Zebetite skip, he's going to need like a slightly different setup than normal.
Yeah. He has to do aim up stretch from the bottom side, but he's going to do Zeb skip, it looks like.
Seems good to me. I got the Zeb skip for the first time in a run the other day, and I was so happy. You don't even know.
Okay, so we're on 8 so far for get. That's not gonna work. That'll work.
All right, so Daaanty is gonna have to do some charge beam strats here, because he just does not have enough missile ammo to make this work. And most people would prefer charge beam strats in this case anyway. Now without wave, it's going to be slightly less, I think.
Yeah, it is a little bit less. I think with charge ice plasma, it's something like 40 shots, something like that. I don't know. I'm sure somebody in chat will correct me. And then to your point in Ganon's Tower, we've already found 2 energy tanks. Ooh, Sank heart. Another heart piece. We're at 17 hearts already. Is it 30 shots for ice plasma? Okay. Okay.
And
with the
we are on to Rainbow, and yeah, it looks like we're just going to do the plain old cutscene time. Another energy tank in Bob's chest. Okay.
We have a very healthy tower so far.
And on to Armos. Ice Armos. Total. $17 checks and still no big key.
Key is right side.
Yeah, Daaanty could make up some time by going right side here. Which a lot of the Link to the Past runners really like going right when you find a key over here, and they really, really like going right when you find two.
So that might make up a little bit of time for it. Total is skipping tile room for now. We'll see. I mean, that'll be 22 if it's in there, but and baby thump on Daaanty.
All right, hyper beam to Mother Brain's face a good 36 times, and that'll take it down. Interestingly enough, Daanty's beam now has the properties of wave beam that will shoot through things, in case you're wondering. Even though we don't have wave beam.
Oh, wait. Was that 19?
Looks like it.
Did anybody in chat guess 19? I know I guessed 19, but anybody in chat get 19? Oh, well, there's a lot to guess.
Good jorb, Lenofus.
LFFL775 has 19. And that was it.
Daaanty having a little bit of trouble setting up some shine sparks here. Gets it going. This mimic room is the worst.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that is a good point by chat. Daaanty still has to do Turok, but Total still has to do Torian. That's going to be a wash in terms of times.
Oh no!
Oh.
Daaanty missed the spark by a pixel or two.
Just
you basically want to go all the way to the far wall before you start sparking there.
I mean, I like the way that this has been routed up by both our players. Daaanty is choosing his strongest game as his finisher, and Total is choosing his strongest game as his finisher, even though, generally speaking, it is faster to do Link to the Past as a finish first and finish off Mother Brain second. But I really like this by both our players. This should come down to be a pretty close race.
Mm-hmm. If the margin of victory is greater than 10 minutes, I'll be super surprised.
Yeah. I mean, if the margin of victory is just a couple of minutes, that is the ice rod check that Daaanty went back for. If not for that, Daaanty absolutely has this one today. I mean, I can't speak. We'll see what happens. Lanmo is not being cooperative.
All right, Total finishing off the Wizrobe rooms and heads to torch room number 1.
Well, that's where the big key.
All right, and second room, or the first chests upstairs. The only thing you could hope to find up here to help you out, you could find high jump boots, you could find butter sword. Butter sword isn't that important. Oh my god.
It's like you knew.
Are you kidding me right now, game? Uh-oh. Trolldorm's enraged.
Uh-oh. No.
Oh, Total
It's close.
pulls it out.
Oh, Daaanty absolutely feels he's in go mode. He knew where silver arrows are. He didn't go back for him. So he obviously feels comfortable with what he has.
It is going to make his Ganon fight a little slower than it would be otherwise, but not that much slower.
If he's well practiced with the spin strats to do one cycle tempered, and I want to say he is, he can make up a lot of time, even still yet. Nice double there on total side.
I like the number of combinations that are coming out in chat now.
For a good time, call SMZ3.
Yep. And Daaanty also skipping the big chest and Turtle Rock, so gonna get the the upside here.
There is one other difference between the runners. I don't think it's going to really matter too much. Total does have his half magic. Daaanty does not. I don't think that's really going to be an issue, though.
Now, I would be terribly surprised if Daaanty didn't go right first after finding 2 keys on the right side. But I don't know for sure, because I don't know how he routes things.
Oh, barely got that torch collision. Barely.
Yeah, with silvers, the torch glitch is not quite as critical, but can still be pretty useful. Total gets another
Daaanty,
double. Oh, oof! Oh, that was
right.
That was scary for a second there.
That was a little scary. Get your single G's in chat for Total. He has 1 game down. Also, I forgot to mention that earlier. Single G in chat for Daaanty. His mother brain is down, and he made up a lot of time on that Trinex fight. This is gonna be close.
All right,
All
Total
right,
has
this will-
saved and is going to Mother Brain.
This determines the race. Does Daaanty go full right or does he go left? Daaanty going right by that wave beam, but obviously doesn't need it anymore.
A basically optimal run through Turian is like what, 7 minutes or something like that? 8?
About that.
All right, Daaanty sees small key, other small key. What's he? Yep, he's going right. And he's skipping tile room.
Oh man. Having a little bit of an issue with that one spot.
Yeah, the big key is the bottom right chest in the compass room.
And that's his second key for Daaanty, so he does not have to worry about any other keys.
You grabbed a little bit of extra there.
Probably looking for Butter Sword to maybe help close the gap a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that last sword was either on an X-ray or in some of the other checks that we or in tile room or the big chest in GT.
Helmosaur, maybe?
Or Helmosaur, yeah.
Alright, Bull is doing the baby thing and didn't quite get there, but that's okay.
Left his Varia on, so that's actually going to slow him down a little bit more as well.
Looks like he turned off the Varia suit for a bit there. And he also turned off Screw Attack, I imagine intending to do the Zebtite skip here in a bit. Because when you got Screw Attack, it don't work if you're doing it the traditional way.
There is a way to do it. Is some players, I haven't learned it myself, but you can do a ledge
It's
grab
the
down
back, right?
Yeah, that is black magic, and I don't know how it works other than you just do it. And I am a proficient SM player. I should know how to do that one. Ooh, Daanty's gauntlet giving him just a little bit of an issue here. He's still making up time.
And no problem there for the Zeb skip, and Total is on to Mother Brain. Imagine we're going to unload some missiles directly into the face. Oh, applying supers here, because why not?
Oh, that was almost a one-round Lammo. Uh-oh. Now, Total with that wave beam is going to a much bigger advantage against Mother Brain. It's only 20 charge shots, and it's kind of blinking, you miss it. Already on catch up. In fact, it's already over. Phase 2 is done.
All right, so Total setting up in the 700 health range this will be the way you set up the stand-up glitch. Oh no, he left his Varia suit off, so that doesn't work.
No, it works. It works. He's got stand-up.
Oh, it does if he's got reserves.
Yep.
Right.
It actually doesn't even have anything to do with reserves. If you have Varia suit off, because that's what the rainbow beam checks for, is your Varia suit. If you're under a certain health threshold, the Mother Brain, depending on your suit, will just be like, okay, we're done. We're just going to phase 3. And there's 2 different setups you can do it. One with Varia, one without.
Oh, right. Because you want to end up with slightly more than 100 and then get yourself under 100. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, because you want to manually stand up and then get yourself under 100. Oh, Daaanty. Daaanty is bringing it.
Mm-hmm. Daaanty ain't doing none of that shenanigans.
Daaanty is bringing his fighting gloves.
Alright, so Mother Brain is like probably super close to dead, if not already dead, technically.
She's not dead yet. She's gonna take about 7 shots. 6. Sorry, I was off by 1. And there's Daaanty finishing off Aga 2.
So Ganon fight without silvers versus escape.
Okay. I'm gonna say Total probably has this one, unless he really wants to troll and go save the critters. But I don't think that happens because he's looking for the dot done. So I think we can. Yeah. I think we can say Total's probably the winner here. Then he'll be moving on. But what a race!
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Daaanty missed the double spin there. Won't be able to get the 1-in-1 cycle. He is, however, doing some very nice dash strats here.
That'll assume a 1 cycle of phase 2. I like that.
That is also impossible, and I don't know how anyone does it.
I know how to do it with Butter Sword. Not tempered.
Alright, so if Daaanty had silvers at this point, it'd be real close.
It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, it would be close, but it wouldn't have mattered. There it is. Total finishing first with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 12 minutes, 22 seconds. Get your GGs in chat, everyone.
Oh. This was a race, let me tell you. Whew.
It looked bleak there for a while, but this was a great finish. And Daaanty is just pounding away again.
And there it is.
Daaanty finishing. Wow, this was close.
Wow, almost. It's looking like it's going to be less than a minute. Which is ridiculous. And the swag strat.
And there's Daaanty finishing with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 13 minutes, 18 seconds. 56-second difference between these two runners. GG, that is absolutely crazy.
I believe the technical term for this is bonkers.
Yes, let's see if we can get these guys in here for an interview. This was a great race.
Well, we've got Daaanty in here, looks like. Don't know if Total generally comes in, but we'll find out.
GG, Daaanty. That was what a race. What a seed.
Yo, thanks. I think my honest to God, like the biggest thing I could take away from this is I didn't die in SM. I did Ice Palace, honestly looking for more more E-tanks because I knew I wasn't gonna find Pearl there, but I was like, I need some more SM help. This is bad.
Oh yeah, and welcome, of course, to Total, the winner of this race by a slim margin. That was really close.
Yeah, it was a close one. I expected to lose, but I'm happy I managed to squeeze out a win. I think I got favored by the pretty low percent Super Metroid, which I felt like I did decently well at least.
Yeah, the Super Metroid, the early Ridley requirement, having to go get that silly Moon Pearl down there. And of course, the real troll of this seed was King Zora.
Yeah. I was a bit worried a while with the Moon Pearl because I almost forgot that I could go to the Myra area and go into Super Metroid that way, and that would be in logic. Because I considered going low norther anyway, because I had what I needed to, but I wanted to do logic things to find the Moon Pearl. So I did that last because I almost forgot about it. But...
Right. So, Daaanty, I have to ask you something.
I know what this question is, and I'm ready for it.
What happened with the Pegasus boots?
Oh, that's not so. I'm dumb. I saw those and thought, okay, well, so I know SM, but I don't know it like the logic that well. So I use a map tracker, and I'm just clicking things off, and I look and I see that everything's gone, and I started doing everything else, and I started going into Pink Bryn, and I thought, did I pick those boots up? There were boots back there. I don't think I picked up the boots. I just left. So I had to run back and get boots, and yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Now, of course, if Daaanty had managed to go to Zora before doing wrecked ship, I think this would have gone the other direction, because of course the where the ice rod was, it's not easy to get there without the gravity suit.
Yeah, the tracker was saying there's a way to do it, and I tried doing something with Speed Booster. I don't even know if I was remotely close as to what I was trying to do there to get across, but once I didn't get it the first time, I was like, I'm not just going to keep shooting in the dark on this, and that was weighing heavy on my mind for a long time. Like, the Moon Pearl's probably there, and then I got Moon Pearl, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I know once I found the gravity suit at Zora, I figured, well, if Total got that first, then he definitely got it. And I was like, even if he didn't, he knows the logic because he wrote it. He's gonna know how to get it.
Yeah, to get in there, as far as I know, all you really got to do is just kind of run in from outside just as fast as you can, then just jump over it once you pass the little green dude.
Yeah, correct. You just start running from the previous room, and you can just jump up.
Now, getting back out is the one I have problems with.
I would have at 3 E-tanks then, I probably would have died trying to get out, and that would have just been a disaster. Yeah. But yeah, I was trying to play meta. Like, I haven't played anywhere near as much SMZ3 as I had ALTTP. And, I guess the meme or whatever in ALTTPR is, Ice Rod's always on Laser Bridge or something like that. But, in every multi I've played I've played more multi SMZ3 than I have, I guess, just one player. And I've never found an Ice Rod in Turtle Rock. Like, I don't know if that's just very bad, confirmation bias, but I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, because if he has...
Well, I mean, it served you well here.
Yeah, and then when I found it, I just thought it was over. At that point, I just figured, well, that's GG. But I'm surprised it was this close.
Now, Daaanty, if you had, so you were really, really close to your wave beam, you didn't even realize it at the time. When you made the initial play to check out Super Bunny without your Moon Pearl, you were actually one room away from your wave beam because it ended up being in the, one of the shots in the hookshot cave. Yeah, I can't speak. Obviously, that wouldn't have helped you too much at the time, but
It would have helped me count on Mother Brain because I don't know any of the other combinations of wave beams or like the beams to count, like to know what damage I need to output. So I was like, let's just get Mother Brain to the the catch up phase and then just spam supers because I know I can not take a ton of damage if I do that. But yeah, I was gonna do Super Bunny. I thought I had Mirror for some reason. I went that way. I could have gone the other way and sequence broke it, but I was kind of on tilt at that point, thinking, where is this Moon Pearl? What can I do right now? And it was just a hot mess.
Now, were you tilted in pod? Because you tried to do the rail clip a couple times to get to the right side, which was bow locked, obviously. And I think you tried the rail clip about 3 times before you just said to heck with it, just do the mimic clip after that. What was your thought process on that?
If I can get it, it's faster. I felt like even if I'd have got it, I probably did it way too many times, but I was so close the first and second time. I was like, I think I can get this. And I felt like if I got it, it would have been much faster than doing the mimic clip because it's more screen transitions, and so on and so forth. But it didn't work out that way. I botched it, and that's okay.
And then total. Oh, I had a question for you, and I don't remember what it was. So while I think of that, Daaanty, the item that you orphaned at Croc, the power bombs, when we were trying to, because there were actually 2 ways to do there. Do you know how to do the mid-air horizontal shine spark by any chance?
I do. I just am bad at charging it. So if it involves a door transition, I'm pretty bad at it. The only one I've really practiced is the one going to wreck ship, and I still did that one really terribly today too.
Okay. Turns out you left a heart piece there, so that one did not cost you.
So total, haven't asked much of you yet here.
It's fine.
But how being the person who is responsible for this, or for a good portion of the code here and all that mess, how much of that logic, how much do you value playing when it comes to the logic, and how much are you willing to sequence break usually?
Yeah, I mean, I'll sequence break anytime where it's easy and it's not a major detour or something that's a major break, and it's something I know I can do without any kind of issue. So I'm more likely to sequence break in Super Metroid than Link to the Past because I'm just not as good as on with Link to the Past, which is unfortunate because with the hookshot being at the old man, I tried to go in there without any sword or anything, and I just gave it up after falling down. And that could have gained me the hookshot a lot earlier if I would have been better at that. So that's unfortunate. But otherwise, I try to. It depends. If you're looking for some kind of major key item, like the Moon Pearl in this case, I try to stay in logic as much as possible because it's easy to get sidetracked and start just running the complete opposite direction if you sequence break too much and forget about what you sequence broke as well, which is easy to do.
Oh, speaking of sequence breaks, shoutouts to Daaanty for getting the Super Bunny with no mirror. To get the mirror
in Meyer Shed,
yeah.
I was really happy to find that, and honestly, I mean, you saw probably the way I was playing it. I was like, I need something to be behind this, and there was nothing behind it.
Not a blame thing. Nope.
Yeah, it's actually really strange. Green.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, Green Pennant Swamp Palace is typically a meme in that there's usually something in Green Pennant Swamp or Green Pennant Turtle Rock or Green Pennant Pod. And today, Green Pennant Swamp had absolutely nothing, and we saw both of you guys just full clear that and really got nothing out of it. What were your thought process? Total, I'll start with you. What was your thought when you first turned in or did full clear swamp and then turned in Green Pennant, got nothing out of it?
Yeah, that was surprising. I mean, I got the mirror pretty late when I had relatively few checks left for the 2 key items I needed. So I figured, if anything, Swamp has to be like the place. That's 7 items, I think, with a green pendant. So I felt like that has to be the correct play, but yeah, turned out it was just garbage. And well, luckily it led me to go to pod at least.
Yep. And then that Samarian pod that turned out pretty well. Daaanty, same question to you.
The only reason I really wanted to do I wanted to chase mirror, but my match with Bressingham in groups ended up where there was a gravity suit in there, and I was like, well, I wonder if there's going to be progression again. That was kind of my thought, but yeah, it didn't. That was kind of when it kind of settled in my mind that it was probably over. And the entire time I was telling Total and IRC, literally the entire time I was climbing GT, I was just looking for the dot done. I was like, there's no way he's not done. If he's not done, he's right at the end of the game.
Yeah, basically, your Ganon fight started when his Mother Brain fight ended. So it was
I got you.
Close.
Yeah, it was extremely close. I was waiting as well for like the dot down, so I was just, it has to be any second now. And yeah, and it turned out to be very close.
I guess
we were actually speculating if you had already picked up your silver arrows the first time you were at the missiles in the sky, how much closer is this particular race? Especially since you could have easily took out Vitreous. That would have been really quick. It would have been silver kill Ganon. I mean, it would have been even still a lot closer, if not the other direction.
That was definitely not my best moment because I missed the right spot to go up, and then I was about to do Crystal Flash, and then I realized if I did it, I wasn't going to have any more power bombs, and I'm like, no, don't do that. I'll be stuck. So I was about to do that to get to go get them since I had seen them, but at that point I was like, I can leave these, and maybe that's a little incentive if I'm still on Master Sword. If I can route in what I've left behind over here. But yeah, it was a mess.
All right,
and then the ultimate Galaxy Brain gamble, Daaanty. My final thought is you sequence breaking Ice Palace without Moon Pearl, doing Death Link Revival. I mean, I think you mentioned you were just looking for more energy, but were you looking for anything else in Ice Palace besides possibly energy tanks in Ice Palace, or were you going to go for the pendant gamble, not knowing Master Sword pedestal at the time?
Well, at the time, I figured if it's ped, this is not going to waste any time. I mean, that went through my mind, but I wasn't banking on it. It was more of the biggest factor for me was I want SM energy because I have none and I'm bad at this game. And then I was hoping there was a bow maybe or something, something I could sequence break to try and read some of the logic, but it just didn't work out that way.
Oh, Daaanty, I have a question on that front. If you were looking for energy at that point, why didn't you go to the library?
Oh yeah, there was one there, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. See, this is every time I mark off library, I'm thinking, all right, that's garbage. And then I totally forgot it. It's been so long, I forget stuff, and that's bad. So
I mean, the funny thing is, it kind of was garbage until it was SM low % for health. I mean, there was no health for the first half of this run. That energy tank probably would have really helped both of you guys out if either one of you had picked it up.
I think there were something like 4 E-tanks in GT or something. 3 or 4.
It was crazy.
Wow. Well, thank you guys for doing the commentary and the restream and all. GG's total. This was a lot of fun and a lot closer
GG.
to gonna be.
Fun.
Yeah, Congratulations,
Total,
Total, once again.
you will be moving on to face Apathy Duck in your next match.
Oh,
Do you
that's
have
not
any
gonna be
thoughts?
Gonna be a tough one.
Okay.
Yep, he was in here,
And
giving you guys the business the whole time. So, no.
now, chat has a question for you. I think you already know what it is, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, please continue having fun developing multi-world and Key Sanity, because that's been a lot of fun. And I know everyone who wants to play is going to look forward to playing that. They're going to have a lot of fun too. So definitely, good job there. Please keep that up.
I so want to do Key Sanity. Not even kidding.
It's it'll be out soon. Don't worry. I just need to do the finishing touches. There's some adjustments that needs to be done. That's been coming up in testing, but after that, I'll try to release public.
I meant to actually ask you one thing, Total, about this. So I was looking through the logic because I'm that guy, right? And I know they mentioned that there's a little bit of a bias against Sphere 1 Link to the Past to kind of mix it up a bit. Is it intentional that bias is not applied to Eastern Palace?
I think so, yes. I honestly don't remember exactly what the thought process were. But I do believe that's intentional. Okay.
Just making sure.
Yep. I mean, we can change it if it isn't.
No.
Yeah, I think it's fine as it is.
Yeah.
I did a lot of testing in terms of like generating thousands of seeds and checking statistics, and it is pretty balanced, I'd say. There's nothing that sticks out that's like really weird in terms of item placement or distribution.
I also think looking at the logic, I think Kakariko was slightly more biased against than the other places.
Yeah, there's some different values just to make sure that you don't get flooded with items right away.
Seems good, and it has resulted in fairly enjoyable playthroughs whenever I do it. So thanks for that. And I hope everybody had a good time here. Anything else we want to say or do before we wrap?
Other than stay tuned, coming up, we have a match going on right now. We actually got two matches. Andy Ivan is going on in SpeedGaming, the main channel. We got Apathy Duck and Solsky doing commentary on that. And then we have Cassidy Moen and Rauken going on in SpeedGaming 6. Coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes, we got Sinus and Hitaka on SpeedGaming 4. So that should be a lot of fun to just tune into.
Absolutely. I want to thank, again, both of our runners, Total and Daaanty, for putting on an excellent show. I want to thank our tracker, Razor Flame Coon, for keeping track of all the items on screen. I want to thank the Restream crew and everybody else behind the scenes for handling the visuals. And, of course, my co-commentator, Lenofus. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you, man. This
has been quite the show. And with that, I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic, and thank you all so much for watching. I will see you at a later occasion. Good night.